Hey guys, Joe here from JCS-Charting. It's Wednesday, the 24th of July. I give you a quick update on the DAX, all three major US markets, gold, and if I have some time left, also Bitcoin, because that's actually quite interesting what's happening there, and I see a huge potential there to the downside. What you see here is the DAX. It's the H4 time frame, so each candle represents 4 hours, and you see a potential shoulder head shoulder pattern. You see the left shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder in the making, I believe, with a slightly falling trend line. Why do I believe so? Because 18245 has been triggered on the short side, and we have min targets open between 1840 and 18100. Last Friday, when we made that low, we went actually long here in my Discord group. I'm gonna show you that in a minute. And then I came up with that chart here right on time. And we actually went short here yesterday as well. I gave my members a magic number or a magnet number of 18666. We missed that by 16 points, but that call was made somewhere here, and we almost hit it, but not all the way up. So this is what it looks like in our group, and at the Discord right here you see the DAX. On the left hand side you have all the different channels of each index. They are in order with the time frames. So if you're into day trading, you most likely look at the M5 or H1. If you're into bigger setups, you most likely just look at the weekly or the daily, whatever updates I put up there. So here is the H1 that was actually from last Friday. And this is what it looks like. We had our last target there at 18151, and I try along there at the 161 for a rebound. And as you can see, I give you also a little instruction with the chart, and this is what happened on Monday morning. Usually I give you a sequence with it, and once these sequences has been triggered, usually there are min targets, which has a very high probability of being hit. And we can have a look at our H4 thread. This is what I just showed you. So I gave you this pattern here right on time. I gave you some areas to look at. Yesterday, actually, we were looking at the 61.8 retracement at 18,537. I think it worked out for like 70 points. But then we were focusing on the golden pocket, which got a max limit of the 76.4%. But I came also up with the magnet number, which has been 18666. And that's what it looks like this morning. And that's about the DAX. So this is what it looks like at JCS-Charting.com. You get on that website. You can scroll down here. Here's a little description video about how you get started, how you do the payment with Upgrade Chat, and how you get into the Discord. You need to have the app, or you need to have an account there. And Upgrade Chat does the regulation of the subscription, and you just can click on join us here, and then you can select one of the package. The basic package only got the indexes. The advanced got much more stuff like currencies, gold, Bitcoin, and so on. There's a live channel, there are setups. There's a bit more, and once you get into it, you get basically all information in advance. So what you see here is the S&P channel. It's the H1 thread. Just to make that bigger, on Friday we were actually triggering that red sequence at 55.27. That means we should run as a minimum all the way into that area here. But I gave my members also the rebound targets, which trigger above 55.51. Once you have a look here triggered, and then I came up with that channel that we should run at least to the 161, which is at 55.85, and the max level at 56.05, which is the upper boundary of that channel. And then you see there are several updates during the day. Here we were hitting the last target of the sequence. I took all my longs out and we swapped around. We went short here. I said I go short here, and I will gonna put another short in here, and you use a stop just above it. And then we went for now all the way down. Here you see that little future gap, and my prediction is that we should run to 54.40 maybe until the end of the week. Yeah, this is a NASDAQ 100. I selected the daily thread now. You find several updates here on the daily time frame. I usually update those on the weekend. Here you also see our cycles, which worked out almost perfectly. And that was the last update on Sunday. I came up with that potential shoulder head, shoulder pad and neckline at 19.520. So I assumed a bigger bounce at the beginning of the week, which occurred Monday and yesterday. And there's also that red sequence here triggered at 19.731. And it should get us lower into the end of the week. So this is the H1 thread of the NASDAQ. I marked this green zone, which worked out several times for a few hundred points within minutes. And I also mentioned 19.517 shouldn't be broken on the H1 close. And we have to be a bit careful that 19.732 has been triggered for lower. But there has been such an oversold conditions, and I think it's in the next chart, a very strong positive divergence on the RSI. By the way, I also mentioned already the 19.932S magnet. That was Friday, by the way, guys. And here we go again. Here's that positive divergence. Here you see already that reaction. We haven't had that close below 19.517, and 19.789 is a trigger for higher. And in the next update, I also gave you the channel like in the S&P and my projection. This area as a main target, that's where we dropped out all the longs and switched. And then usually I go for one position at 138 and one at the 161. We only hit the 138 at 9:12 yesterday. And remember that magnet number also has been hit yesterday. So that worked actually quite nice. And you see how many updates I give you during the entire day. It's not like a service here. You get one update in the morning, you get several during the day. That was the last one at 9 o'clock this morning. You see here that we were hitting that 138 on the dot. Here you see that future gap, and we should run into that red sequence for now. Yeah, and I swapped into the Dow Jones Industrials. Here's a weekly thread. You see like this was an update from the 18th. This one is from the 21st. That was last Sunday. You see here very clean channel with a very clean touches here on both boundaries until Friday or Thursday, I believe it was. We broke that channel by a little bit. We spiked out. We were hitting our first major target at 41,113. And as you can see here, that cycle is actually suggesting a low later during this year. And once I swap into the H1, that was Friday, by the way, I gave you the bearish trigger at 45.43. We broke through there and we went straight into our min target zone. And that was the bottom for now until this morning. By the way, I mentioned this area here as well. This is actually, I said, as long as we don't break through there, it's actually worth a short. If it's not holding, this area and this area can also be tried as a short entry. We were hitting the 100% on the dot here, and then the Dow tried actually one more time and a third time to break through, but we couldn't make a close above the 45.32, and then it turned around completely and we went all the way down to that red 138 again. And this was the last update from this morning. By the way, the blue 100%, which is our next bearish trigger, is holding so far at 41.42. But once this breaks, there should be more selling pressure also for the Dow Jones. Yeah, gold has been a bit tricky. This is the H1 time frame. We actually got right here, right into it, and we were catching that entire rally, but we missed out the first min target at 24.85, which is actually a target of a bigger sequence. That was actually out of the H4. And then it turned around in a 5-wave structure to the downside, which is called an impulse, which stopped right here. I assumed that we run a bit lower before buying. I marked that as a green zone, or that yellow circle would be my preferred buying area. We hit that first target of the red sequence before actually turning around. So I consider this leg up here as a relief bounce only so far. 24.16 has been triggered for further up. That means we should see that area here as a min target. There might be another move down before we actually get up here, or even hit 24.36 on the gold side. So what we have here is Bitcoin. H1 time frame, you see a large bearish Wilbur wave here in the chart. I started to build up positions, short positions somewhere here, all the way up to the top. Again, this is no advice. Bitcoin has been very tricky lately. But I believe actually that we run all the way down here again. This morning something interesting happened, because we were bouncing right at our bearish trigger level on the dot at 65,539. Once that level breaks, we can see the 63,000 very, very fast. And that would also mean that we break that wedge. So I have a cycle low in about 4 to 5 weeks for Bitcoin, which means at the end of August. So as I said, I see the biggest potential there. The rally we have seen lately has been just a relief bounce in my point of view. Yeah, that's about it. I hope you enjoyed that little summary and outlook about all these different markets. You're welcome to join in our community. It's a really nice group, especially for the advanced members, where they have all these live chat rooms where they can exchange ideas. And I get lots of positive feedback. You can check on the page. Once you log in, you know right away what I mean. There's also a verified account on Trustpilot. You can check on that. There's lots of positive feedback. So yeah, I will be happy if I see you one day in our community, and I wish you a nice remaining day.